All right, I have 5:30. I'd like to call the Crawfordsville School Board meeting to order. All board members and administrators are present, including Mr. McLaughlin, who is zooming in from his vacation. Now, that is real dedication, so thank you. I ask everyone to join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Flag is over here. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, first up, we're going to have a quick spotlight, I guess a spotlight on admin to address today's excitement. Dr. Riker?
Yes, all right. Oh. Good afternoon, everyone. Yeah, spotlight on excellence. So, if you haven't heard or experienced it yourself, right, we received a report of a bomb threat at CHS today. A student's irresponsible comments led to a report to 911. We appreciate that students and a parent followed our call for all of our school community to say something if they hear something, see something, or sense something. While this event caused a major disruption to the school day, such as disrupting AP testing, I'm truly proud of how the entire school community and local emergency responders responded. I asked, other than the United States military, who could evacuate, account for, relocate, account for, and feed 700 people to a building already holding 600 people, other than a well-prepared school? Unfortunately, I took a peek at the chatter and saw somebody say, well, this is a reason not to send your kids to public schools. And I would say this is absolutely a reason to send your kids, A, to Crawfordsville Community Schools and to public schools, because only us with our resources and our people could handle such a situation. We have the corporation safety team led by Amber Reed and Dr. Brent Bocart that ensure we are ready for this event. We have an amazing CHS staff and CHS administrative team that responded with complete care and calm. We have a transportation department led by Betsy Ham that had 14 buses on site and ready to roll in 27 minutes. Okay. We have a food service department led by Diana Wilbert of Chartwells, who was able to relocate and prepare food for 700 people in an hour. We didn't get the food out in an hour, but they were ready. We have an amazing middle school staff that prepared the site for reunification in less than 30 minutes. We have teachers who reported to help during their prep periods, as the middle school was still providing school to 600 students. We have a maintenance and ground and custodial team from SSC led by Nathan O'Neill and Andy Wagner, who secured 2 sites until law enforcement could take over. We're blessed to be served by the CPD, CFD, Montgomery County Sheriff's Department, the state police, and officers from Tippecanoe County who responded and secured and cleared our school. Our nurses ensured students with medical needs were cared for appropriately. Even our high school nurse worked with law enforcement so that they could get into the building to get necessary medication for one of our students. Together, we responded and cared for our students and staff. Again, Crawfordsville Community Schools demonstrated what a public school community can do. I'm grateful for how our parents responded and the parents that have encouraged and helped. Grateful for the surrounding schools who offered to help. I'm grateful to be an Athenian and to be a school superintendent with an amazing team. Kind of an unofficial timeline here. We were trying to put this together quickly. Of course, this all happens on a day of a board meeting, right? So at 11:17, this is unofficial, 11:17, we were contacted by our school resource officer who had been contacted by dispatch. Students were evacuated first to fire drill locations and accounted for. Okay, 11:25, we notified transportation to mobilize. 11:26, CMS was notified to prepare. At 11:27, safety team was mobilized to prepare the reunification site. At 11:35, students moved to the CHS athletic complex. Again, staff moved kids out of a building, accounted for them, moved them again. Okay. 11:38, first parent message went out. Okay? That means in 21 minutes, we were able to organize and communicate. So, Mr. Strickland, grateful for his leadership, and Mrs. Strickland, grateful for that we have a communications person. 11:52, the first bus left the PT building. 11:58, students began loading the buses. 12:29, all students were at CMS. 12:43, all students and staff were accounted for. 12:48, the ready for reunification message went out. We also are so well practiced that parents were already at CMS. So I'm sure that those phones out there with students helped that, but also I believe because we have practiced this before. So again, and then by 2:30, we were ready to start loading the kids back up to bring back to CHS who weren't there. I again ask, who else could do this? Not very many, but I know that Crawfordsville Community Schools can do it. And again, I'm grateful to be part of Crawfordsville Schools and have an amazing team and staff. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Riker, and on behalf of the board, I extend the same kudos and a great appreciation to all of the staff and our students as well, staff and teachers and students, for staying calm and doing what you're supposed to do. And this is why we drill, and this is why we practice. So glad that it turned out to be for naught, but that's what we want. That's a good thing in this case. Okay. Very good. Yep. Okay, we will move on to the agenda with our building principal report, ironically enough, of our high school with Mr. Strickland, to give our CHS report.
Thankfully, today is not on my report, so we can talk about some other things. So I've got 3 seniors, Mesa Horton, Danny Surface, and Colton Custer. They're all members of my student leadership team at the high school. They're going to share about their experiences at CHS over the last 4 years. And then I've got Chloe Carter, one of our science teachers, Travis Walton, and Naomi Sanchez are going to talk about the last spring break trip with EF Tours, where they went over to Europe and had an awesome experience, and they will share all the details from their trip. So at this time, I'll turn it over to Danny. I'll let Danny start. He's excited about that.
Good evening. My name is Daniel Surface, and I will be attending Ivy Tech through an apprenticeship with Nucor. During my high school career, I have been involved in 4 sports: football, swimming, track, and baseball. In addition to sports, I've been involved in a handful of clubs and teams: National Honor Society, Student Leadership Team, FCA, Travel Club, and Link Crew are the activities that I've been involved with throughout most of my high school career. With all that Crawfordsville Community schools have to offer, they offer the best staff. From personal experiences, I had the opportunity to see and feel this. Brad Clark, being one of the many that I could talk about, has been a big inspiration to me. All 4 years I have been a part of the football team under his reign as head coach, he has made every single player feel valued. He develops a personal relationship with every one of his athletes, and I am grateful to be one of them. He is a staff member who cares deeply about each one of his students and has a serve-first mindset in everything that he does. He has been a great role model of what a leader looks like, and he has been the one to push me to my limits on all that I do, whether that's sports, education, or just life in general. Coach Clark is just one of the many staff members who do exactly that. Many opportunities at Crawfordsville have opened up many doors for my education and career. Crawfordsville is one of the partners of CTE, which has offered many career choices for students to experience. I joined CTE in my junior year as a student of the Industrial Career Academy program. This program is where I found my love for everything electrical and mechanical. Even better, it has opened a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for me career-wise. The big reason for me getting the apprenticeship with Nucor was not only because of my good grades in high school classes, but also because I got involved with a program that strengthened my knowledge and what they were looking for. I was able to get hands-on experience in this program, as well as an internship with CEL&P in my second year of the course. This opportunity has helped me put my foot in the door and now I have my school paid for because of such a great program. I have focused on what Crawfordsville has done for me, but I really want to focus on what they do for others. Our school is a melting pot in which everyone brings their race, gender, ideas, personalities, and ideals into the school. Our school does a wonderful job in making sure everyone is recognized and respected. For example, the Culture Diversity Club holds a culture night in which everyone brings their culture into one place and every culture is recognized and honored. Along with the support of cultures, our school offers all kinds of clubs and organizations to make sure there is an opportunity for every student to be involved and feel welcomed. Our school offers a variety of clubs that attempt to suit every student's desires and passions. Another form of support is the grade administrators who seek to serve students and parents in whatever they may be struggling with. They listen and they address each concern. Crawfordsville High School has done a wonderful job at making sure everyone is loved and supported, and Crawfordsville is a school that I would want my future kids to attend. If I could sum up what my experience has been at Crawfordsville, I would say as a school and staff that has supported and pushed me to be the best version of myself in everything that I've done and continue to do. Thank you for taking the time to listen to what Crawfordsville has done for me and will continue to do for others. Crawfordsville is truly the best school around, from the students to the staff. One last thank you to all the administrators, staff, and students who have made these past 4 years unforgettable. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Mesa Horton. I plan to attend Xavier University in the fall and study elementary education. Throughout high school, I've loved getting involved in many sports and extracurriculars. I did swimming, soccer, and track all 4 years, as well as being a member of our competitive show choir here at school. I was involved in student council, student leadership team, student athletic leadership team, Interact Club, and was also president of Bring Change to Mind, our mental health awareness club. Honestly, choosing to get involved my freshman year of high school and the many opportunities CHS had to offer is what helped me build meaningful friendships, leadership skills, and my confidence throughout my time here. High school clubs, sports, and extracurricular activities have truly been the cornerstone of my personal growth. In terms of the athletic program and clubs offered at CHS, teammates and club members were where I built the most meaningful friendships because of the shared love and passion for the activity, but also because of the supportive environments and strong connections that we shared. In clubs and extracurriculars, everyone was encouraged to speak up and be a leader, which allowed everyone to be a part of something. I know for me, I grew significantly as a leader as president of Bring Change to Mind because it was a club that I felt passionately about and because of the safe environments of clubs at CHS. I felt comfortable enough to speak in front of other students, and CHS provided an environment that they felt they could too. While many coaches and administrators made an impact on me, the collective support from the CHS staff made me truly proud to call myself an Athenian. Mrs. Scheidler, Miss Smith, and Mrs. Chandler had everlasting impacts on me, more than they might know. They were the ones in my corner when I needed it most, providing me a safe space for me, especially during the pressure of my junior and senior years. They allowed me to be vulnerable and offered unwavering support, leaving a lasting impression on my life that I will forever be grateful for. It's because of adult figures in my life like them that I believe I am that person. I believe and hope that I am that person to my peers, friends, and people around me, which I hope is a trait that I will always have and that people see in me. Mrs. Veach also shaped my growth, not only as a student at CHS, but also in the things I value as a person, acting as a boost for my personal development through her unmatched passion for what she does at CHS. She embodies the culture at CHS where faculty foster trust and genuine connection with their students, providing that true academic success is rooted in feeling valued. Witnessing the dedication of her and the rest of my teachers I had, and even the ones I didn't, that still impacted me in one way or another, their dedication has inspired my own philosophy as a future educator. I aim to mirror the lasting positive impact of the CHS staff, fostering an environment where my future students feel as supported and empowered as I have felt here. Reflecting on my time at Crawfordsville High School, although it may be cliche or too basic, transformative is truly how I describe my experience. This was fueled directly by the environment, sports and activities I was involved in, and mentors here at CHS. Engaging in clubs and sports sharpened my leadership and communication skills while teaching me the true value of teamwork. What's more, the dedicated faculty and coaches demonstrated how meaningful connections form the foundation for lifelong success. I step into the future deeply grateful for the friendships and mentorship that shaped who I am today. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Colton Custer. I will be attending Purdue University next year to study first-year engineering. First, I want to talk about how I'm heavily involved in lots of sports and activities such as golf, track, cross country, and soccer. I was able to gain 11 letters in my time here at CHS, and it taught me so many lessons. I was able to meet so many new friends and meet so many people from cultures that I would have never, people I've never talked to before. I also learned things like pushing yourself to your limits and never quitting and never finding the easy way out. I had many coaches, Marcus Hale and Roger Azar, who helped me be my best when I thought I couldn't be any better. I'm also involved in lots of clubs, some including Interact Club, National Honor Society. I was part of Chess and Games Club, and also a bunch of volunteer clubs like that. I like to spend my time volunteering because I see that people help me, and I would like to give that help back to others. Lots of teachers shaped my time here at CHS. They helped me push myself to my limits, and I came into CHS as a student that accepted B's and thought okay was enough. Now that I'm a senior, I realize that pushing yourself to your limits and being the best student you can be is positive because it shows the students around you that they should push themselves as well. I think that it's not okay to be mediocre, and pushing yourself to be the best you is the best you can do. Our principal, Jay Strickland, had the biggest effect on me because he taught me many things about leadership and how to be a positive role model. I remember a time where I was at my lowest after our fall season my junior year. I had 2 all-conference awards in soccer and cross country. And I remember getting a note in the middle of class. This note was by Mr. Strickland, and it told me how proud he was of me, and it recognized my achievements that I thought no one else was paying attention to. This really allowed me to see that all teachers are looking at my awards and recognizing me for my achievements and who I am. He also taught me that a leader is not someone who just is the best person. It's just just an amazing person that helps others become the best them. Also, I had teachers like Mrs. Race who set me at high standards for excellence in the English part of our college work. And I had other teachers like Mr. Lin who really allowed me to find my interest for a class I enjoyed. He allowed me to find subjects and things that I like to listen to, and he allowed me to find my passion for finding out history and things that happened in our past. I would just like to share a moment that I felt very proud of our school. I won sectionals my freshman year playing soccer, and our seniors were obviously graduating. Just to win that game for them felt like the greatest achievement I could have ever had. Just the smile on their faces, the families hugging each other. But then after losing the regional game, I felt a deep regret in my heart for losing. And it just showed me what it meant to be part of a team, almost like a family. And I just wanted to give that back to the freshmen this year. And it just showed me how valuable teammates and connection are. I would just like to thank everyone that supported me here at CHS and everyone that allowed me to be the best me I could be and allowed me to get to my future career as a Purdue engineer, which is a hard acceptance rate. Thank you guys so much for your time.
Hello, everyone. My name's Chloe Carter. I run the travel program. I have some pictures for you guys if you want to pass those around. 2 months ago, we took 90 Athenians to 4 countries across Europe. There were 77 students, 12 chaperones, and myself, and every single one of us and all of our passports made it back in one piece. I could stand up here and talk about the highlights, and I could stand up here and talk about the lowlights, but the biggest impact this trip has is something you have to watch over time. I watched students go from completely shut down, closed off, didn't know everybody, first time on an airplane, to navigating the streets of Barcelona on their own. And that kind of growth is not something that I can give them in my science classroom. So in order to kind of get a more personal connection with some of those experiences, I have 2 students, Travis Walton and Naomi Sanchez, who are going to talk about their experience on the trip.
Hello, my name is Travis Walton. I am a senior here at CHS, and I did not write anything for this because I think that it would be best to give you my raw, unfiltered experience with the trip. So, we had a stress-free morning getting to the airport with Miss Carter. She was handling everyone really well, and we got to the country of Italy, and we met our first guide. His name was Daniele, and we immediately started to engage in the culture of Italy, and we then got to experience some free time in the shopping district, which I'm sure people like Mesa would enjoy. And as my shy little self went around trying to engage in the area, I felt a little disconnected until I started talking to other students that I had never talked to before, students that I hadn't really even known, and then I started to feel that I was connecting with people that I never knew I would be able to connect with. For example, another student who I can mention here is Daniel. I barely talked to Daniel before this trip, even though we've been going to high school together for 4 years, but once we were on this trip together, we were making jokes, we were having a great time, we were engaging in jokes that Miss Carter wouldn't like. But speaking on that, when people would act inappropriately or immaturely, Miss Carter handled it beautifully, and I am, I think, the only student to have Miss Carter 3 years in a row for 3 different classes, and I think she was the absolute best choice for this type of job. She is able to handle connecting with her students in the best way possible and balance that with dealing with students who don't really want to connect with others and dealing with students who may want to act inappropriately or kind of hold us a little behind schedule. We did have some points where Miss Carter had to yell, but you know, that's necessary with high schoolers. Following Italy, then we went to France, took a brief visit to Monaco, then Spain, and our guides were amazing at their jobs. They told us that we were their biggest group ever, and I think they said most mature and easy to connect with group, to the point where they ended up telling us that something that they've never told another group, and that they were actually a couple. And of course, everyone went, "Aww," and we even got to connect with them in beautiful ways, to the point where I think almost everyone, including myself, has kept in contact with both of our guides, and a personal experience from that off the top of my head that really helped me feel like I was connecting and learning from this entire trip was when I was worried that my own career passions wouldn't be taught because they're kind of niche. I am really interested in politics, as someone like Susan would know. I met Susan at our Montgomery County legislative breakfast, and she got to see I'm a little outspoken. And I was worried that we wouldn't get to see any of indulgence in my personal passion, but then when I was alone with both of the guides, they did not even hesitate to help me open up about it, and they even shared their own experience with politics in their own countries, and it was just amazing, and it made me feel really welcome. And my first experience being out of the nation was the absolute best I can ever think of for any type of trip I've ever had, and it's all because I did it with CHS and EF Tours, and I think that's all I have to say.
Oh my god, sorry, I'm so nervous. And I don't have a script, so basically I'm just gonna tell you what happened. But hi, I'm Naomi, and I'm a junior from CHS. So basically the trip went really good. I love the whole experience. I loved the students, all 77 students. That's crazy, plus the chaperones, and I'm so grateful for the chaperones. So basically, starting off with the trip was filling with so excitement, led to some chaotic part. If you guys might have known, I was the only one that didn't have my luggage for 2 days in Italy because it was just so chaotic how Chicago and all that. But I loved how the teachers tried their best to make me happy, especially the day that I was felt really low. I had a whole shopping spree in Italy, so it was some good parts, some good impact, even though I had some negative impact. I was able to connect with so many students, especially people that I didn't know. Same with teachers. Like, even with spending with them the whole entire week, it was a little chaotic, some conflicts, but at the end of the day, we were all able to like resolve it. So, and it was just something that I really like, especially for the first time going somewhere new, like a foreign country, and also seeing the beautiful like cultures, the architect. It was amazing. I don't know. It's just filled with so excitement. I don't know. Especially with the tour guides, they were so kind. Like, they felt like if they were one of us, actually just a whole community. And it was just something that, like, I would want to experience again, and that I would go back. But yes, thank you.
Well, thank you to all of the students and Mr. Strickland for that fantastic report, super exciting. I just want to say how impressed I was with all of our speakers, our student speakers, and you all make me proud to be an Athenian, even more so than I was before. And I just know that I'm looking at a lot of our future leaders right here in this room. Really impressive. Great job, everybody. So thank you. All right, so moving on, we will start with, I will announce that the students, you are more than welcome to hang out and visit a school board meeting, but you do not have to. If you have other things to do, I know it's finals time and AP time, so you're welcome to excuse yourselves. All right, so we'll start with Consent agenda, first thing on our business meeting portion of the agenda. Entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Move to approve.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. All right, seeing no old business, we'll move on to new business. First up item of business is to consider the CHS drumline trip. Mr. Tebby.
There goes, this is good. All right. Hey, thank you all for having me tonight. Hello to Steve virtually. There you go. I know we've talked about this a little already. I'm going to go ahead and present it to get approval. Long story short, I have a student in the high school by the name of Tyler Kearns. Tyler's dad currently lives in Klawok, Alaska, which is on Prince of Wales Island. And in a 4th of July planning meeting for the 250th celebration, it was brought up that this island doesn't have any marching bands that can really perform in the parade, and they thought it'd be great if they could find a band to perform. And Mr. Kearns popped up in the meeting and said, well, my kid is in a marching band in Indiana. I wonder what it would take to fly them out to Klawok to perform for us. When they discovered that we had 70 kids in the band program, they decided just to invite the drumline, which makes sense to me. So the current plan that last time I discussed this with Mr. Kearns earlier in the week, I believe, Wednesday, so yesterday. Last time I discussed it with Mr. Kearns, we'll be flying out of either Indianapolis or Chicago. He's in the process of getting tickets right now for the 16 of us. We'll be flying out of either Indianapolis or Chicago the evening of July 1st. We'll be landing in Ketchikan, Alaska the next day on the 2nd. From Ketchikan, there's a 3-hour ferry ride through the harbor and the bay to a town called Hollis, Alaska. And then from there, he will have some of the community members and other people with buses to pick us up and take us the 30 minutes across to the west side of the island to Klawok. The plan while we're there, because we'll get there on the 2nd, kids are probably going to want to rest on the 2nd. On the 3rd and then the 5th, the days bordering the 4th of July, he's trying to put together some different cultural experiences for us, some different environmental experiences, since Alaska is so different from Indiana. Environmentally, obviously mountains and bears and things that we don't have here. Klawok is also primarily still a Native American population with the Tlingit people, they helped fund the plane tickets to get us out there along with the city. So we're gonna have some different cultural experiences with them. Again, something that we don't always get here in Crawfordsville, Indiana. And then we'll also be performing in their 4th of July parade and celebration on the 4th of July. And then we'll be flying back into either Chicago or Indianapolis, again, whatever's cheaper for the city and the peoples there, on the 6th of July. While we were there, the city of Klawok and the native tribes that are there have put together the funds to buy the plane tickets for all of us to go out there. By all of us, it's the 14 that are currently in the CHS percussion class in the drumline. With one exception, we had one student that couldn't go, and I replaced them with another student that's a senior that I know her and the family. We replaced them. They'll fly us out as well as me and one female chaperone, since we obviously have females in the drumline. So Amy Dennison will be joining us. And then I also have at least one parent, Lindsay Wiles, that has said that she's going to fly with us as well. So it puts the student-to-teacher ratio at 4 to 1, give or take. I think there's a decimal point in there, but 4 to 1. So we'll be fine from that aspect. The students and whoever here is responsible for anything that they might need while they're there. So Mr. Kearns told us that we would be responsible for food, but knowing the island and in the research that I have done, we were told not to be too worried about it, and make sure that the community would take care of us, make sure that we would be prepared. And then the only other thing that we have to consider is getting the drumline equipment on a plane to Alaska, which does come with fees. But I just received a donation of $2,000 from one of the grandmothers of the students to help cover that. The final cost of that I do not know yet, but with a private donation of $2,000, it could probably get us pretty close if it doesn't, to cover all of that stuff flying there and flying back. So I'd appreciate your consideration on this. I think it's going to be a fantastic opportunity. I've never been to Alaska. None of the kids, with the exception of Tyler, have been to Alaska. I think it's going to be a great opportunity to travel for them, to experience a lot of the things actually that Ms. Carter and her students were talking about. A cultural experience, learning about different parts of the world, and another opportunity to perform and showcase, Crawfordsville, Indiana, and how great our school corporation and our students are as a whole. So on top of that, I want to take it a second. That's kind of a side point to talk about students. I have an opportunity tonight, since I'm here, to talk about it today with the situation that happened at the high school. There's one student I wanted to bring up specifically. So I was out of the building at the time during third period. I was at the middle school talking to a couple of middle school kids that I think needed some persuasion to be in high school band. And obviously I had coverage, I'd done all this stuff through the office. But when everything happened, I obviously was not able to get a hold of Renee, since she's in the front office and was dealing with everything. One of my senior students, Maximo Hakoma Huesca, got a hold of me personally because he knew I wasn't in the building and said, hey, this is what's going on. We're being evacuated. I have the entire drum line here. Andrew Hurt was absent today. Everybody's here. Everyone's accounted for. I took attendance, let me know what was going on, and kept me updated during the entire process since I wasn't able to get a hold of my wife. And then when we got to, I was one of the first high school teachers at the middle school since I was already out and about. And when he got to the high school, he walked in with my sign that we use for unification, my red bag with all of my medical equipment, handed it to me, and had taken care of everything. Wow. Taken care of, because he knew exactly what I would have wanted done in the classroom and what the policies were. And I was so impressed with that student. And that's part of the reason why I'm willing to take the drum line to Alaska and do this, is because of leaders like Max and the steps that he took in a situation that he was probably pretty scared also, and he took care of everything for me because I wasn't in the building. So I wanted to take the opportunity to mention that while I was standing here. But I would appreciate your consideration on the Alaska trip, and if you have any questions, obviously, I'm happy to answer them.
I do make the recommendation that the board approve the trip.
Do we have any?
I second. Yeah.
Oh. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Very exciting.
Thank you all so much.
I will say that when we first got the information about this, and I immediately, after I read it, sent a text to Dr. Riker and was like, this is an amazing, because I can't believe this fell into our lab.
I couldn't believe it. It was right before spring break, and Renee actually texted me and was like, Tyler's in the cafe in the library. You need to go talk to them right now. And I was like, all right. I thought it was too good to be true, but it looks like we're going to do it. So
Very
I appreciate
exciting.
all of you. Thank you so
Very
much.
exciting.
I
Thank
would
you.
also like to point out that John has shown amazing growth. He's a big idea guy, and he gets a lot of things done. Occasionally, as an administrator, he doesn't really follow the steps, but he followed every step, early communication, responded well to questions. I'm just so proud of this young man. So, yeah, I think Jay still keeps working him, but it's good. So
It's all good.
it's outstanding.
Everything is an opportunity to grow. So thank you so much.
A true Athenian. Thank you. All right. Okay, next order of business, we have the CHS Student Handbook. Mrs. Albrecht was reviewing that. Do you have comments on that?
I do, after some last minute small changes. Appreciate the efforts of Jay and Chris and Brent and Rex to make a couple of changes I thought needed to happen. I recommend approval of the new handbook.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. All right, next item is the memo of understanding with the Sandy Hook Promise Foundation. Dr. Bocart.
Yeah, so this is our anonymous reporting system, and our initial was for 3 years, and we are coming to the end of those 3 years. So this would be for a renewal of another 3 years for this anonymous reporting system. It will also bring in Athens Virtual Academy, so those students will have access as well, and then it will also be onboarding a summer bridge team to assist for parents and students throughout the summer as well. So I would recommend approval of the renewal of this Sandy Hook MOU.
Any questions for Dr. Bocart? Consider,
Sorry.
go ahead.
I move approval. Move approval.
The second.
All those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any
Third.
opposed? Next item is consider public works project, Dr. Bocart.
Yeah, so a few things in here. Most of this will pertain to some parking lot work that we will have done this summer. So this work will take place at Hose, Nicholson, Hoover Field, so the parking lot section in between Hoover and the transportation building, and then CMS and CHS. So you'll see in your packet there were bids from Triangle Asphalt, Price Excavating, and Auto Marking. So I would just note on a couple of them, the scope of work is a little bit different, which is why the amount is, the bid that I'll be recommending is higher compared to the other bids that were brought in. So it is a more milling, more long-term maintenance that will be better for what we're doing this summer. So that is the reason for the Hose, the Nicholson, and the Hoover work specifically, where the bid that will be recommended here is higher. So, and then CMS and CHS is just doing some crack and seal and striping. So the final project that is there is for the high school fire pump. So we have been working through that one a lot. Amber Reed's been working with Steve in the fire department, and our test results indicate that our flow rate is not meeting the required to keep the sprinkler system pressurized. So we need to look at replacing that pump. So you will see the bids in there from New Jack Industrial, Ryan Fire Protection, and Corson, which Corson we did not hear from. So for the fire pump, yep, I would recommend New Jack Industrial Fire Protection receive that bid. And for our parking lot work, I would recommend that Auto Parking and Marking receive those bids for the work this summer.
Any questions? Entertain a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Oh, my microphone's not on. It was unanimous. My microphone wasn't on. Sorry about that. All right, moving on to consider resolution for scholarships and award. Mr. Nicodemus.
Yes, this is just one of our standard resolutions that we have every time in May. This is to be able to pay the scholarships and awards to the higher education selection of the student's choice. So we would recommend that the board approve this resolution.
So moved.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. And next up, consider resolution for transfer of funds, also Mr. Nicodemus.
Yes, so also another standard resolution that we do twice a year. This is to transfer funds from the education fund to the rainy day fund. This time we are looking at a $1.5 million transfer due to the healthy nature of our education fund. So we would recommend that the board approve this as well.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Unanimous. Thank you very much. All right, moving on to personnel. Do we want to take the two retirements together, Dr. Riker, or individual?
No, I think it's fair for the board to take those together. Definitely thank both of them for their years of service. Sandy's several years with us in the middle school, and Carolyn has been a therapist for us, serving our school community for a career as well. So I do recommend the board accept their retirements.
Entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor, aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. And resignations, we have a group there as well, A through G. Anything on there, Dr. Riker?
Now, I recommend that the board approve the resignations A through G.
All All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, thank you very much. And moving on to hiring, always this time of year, lots of movement going on. We want to take those three together. Or do you have comments?
Yeah, I'll give comments on A and B, and then we are lucky to have Lana here, so we'll do C separate. But A is a return, so Mr. Hyatt is going to return to CHS as a science teacher. Was a well-loved science teacher by the students, so this is an excellent opportunity for us and for him. So we've had a few teachers over the years who try the larger school world and come back to us. They get to their senses. Also, Lena Helfers, a new science teacher, was excellent. You know, trying to find a science teacher in this modern era it was a little nerve-wracking, but we had options, all with license, and so this is exciting. So I recommend the board approve A and B.
Make a motion to approve A and B.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. And then C.
All right, Lena, anything you want to say? So welcome. I'll let you introduce yourself. That'll be good for you. Thank you so much for coming. I think that's just a class act. You see a lot of we don't see it as much, right? I think when some of us came in, you would never not come. So, but if you want to give any sort of statement Jay, would you like to say anything? You came here for this, just to sit quietly? Yes, so we are excited for her to join the CHS team. She has been down and has done some work, and everybody has been very impressed. And so she's been in, this will be her first time in the high school world. So, but her references were phenomenal, and I'm really excited to see the work that she does. So I recommend the board approve Lena Bible. Steve, he finally got figured out. He had to go early. That's good, Steve.
Aye.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Congratulations and welcome.
All right, change of position. Again, no action needed. Chris Sims is moving from the assistant principal role over to the new and exciting work-based learning coordinator position. So this is work-based learning is becoming a huge thing. We decided that we needed a full-time person because, we are talking that all of our kids in the new SEAL world need 75 all the way up to 650 hours of work-based learning experience if they want to get the top SEAL. And that requires that we have somebody that can be in the community and connect with workforce to provide opportunities for our students. And so Chris has already started making those connections. So appreciate him trying to juggle the world of an assistant principal and make connections for our work-based learning program for next year. Amy Cox, who is the administrative assistant at Hoover, will be our new deputy treasurer here at the administration office. Mr. Nicodemus did a great job leading that search and put together. We had several applicants and great interviews, and Amy we had in multiple times and had the finalists even do a project reviewing 3 years of our electric bills to recognize anything that stands out and also to provide a prediction of where we were going and suggestions. So she did a great job with that. So looking forward to her working with our business team. Mr. Nicodemus, anything you want to add?
I had it in my report, but yeah, so we're excited to bring Amy on as the deputy treasurer. She's going to be focusing mainly right now on cash flows and monthly board reports, working with Baker Tilly, our consultant, on that and learning the ins and outs there. We have a pretty robust training program for her to go through in her first couple weeks to get up to speed with where everyone else is, and I think she's up to the job. So
there we go. That's the end of staff reports.
Thank you very much. And Mr. Nicodemus, you are up with the business manager's report next up.
Thank you. So the next item I had was a group of us from central office attended the annual IASBO state conference last week. It was a jam-packed 3 days of learning, networking, and fun in the evenings for the entire team. We will take what we learned there and try to put it into play. There's a lot of new things around the bend, so we're looking forward to new adventures and ways of creating efficiencies for the entire corporation. On Tuesday, I did learn that we have ended our locked interest rate period with Tri-County Bank. We had a 120-day lock rate, so that on our primary money market account, that rate will go down to 3.3% from 3.91. So we will see a slight decrease in interest income, but it is still higher than our current secondary money market rate at HHSB at 3%. We will continue to track those as we continue through the year, and if rates seem to change, we may look at a change in location of funds. We are in the final stages of our negotiations with SSC for our contract renewal. We are to the point where both legal teams are reviewing language, and we should be able to have a full contract for you soon, we're hoping. And then the last thing I have is on your cash flows report this month. We did see an increase of $220,000 in the balance of our key funds that are reported there. We did also see an increase in our percentage balance to expenditures for the past 12 months to 13.92%. That is a 1.07% increase from the prior month, and we are projecting to end the year at about 20.1%, which would be quite a bit higher than we ended 25. That is really good news. We are currently 95.5% higher than we were last year at this point. So last year at this point we were at 7.12%. So that is a really good growth rate, mainly due to ADM increases, but then also trimming that we've been able to do along the way. As always, we're welcome to answer any questions that you have regarding this report. And if there's anything else that you want to see in these monthly reports, we are happy to work with our consultant to get those added for you. That is all I have for my report.
Thank you, Mr. Nicodemus. Up next, Assistant Superintendent Report, Dr. Bocart.
Thank you. First up, and just in the operations and school safety realm, Wilson reunification. And given today what Dr. Eicher laid out beautifully, how impressive the team responded and the reasons why we practice, right? And so one that we had not practiced yet with our reunifications was Wilson. And so we did a partial reunification drill there on April 30th, which mainly consisted of evacuating and loading buses. So with the preschool and the daycare, different things to consider. So definitely was beneficial and some takeaways and probably working towards an eventual full reunification drill. So again, grateful for why we practice those things. Graduation, preparing for graduation setup. So appreciate Andy and Dawn with SSC and their work with their team, and they are on top of it early and preparing for what we all look forward to and seeing kids cross the stage for both of our graduations with Crawfordsville High School and Athens Virtual Academy. So summer school, planning around that. So we are completing our second round of iRead testing this week. So that is the big one with summer school planning, as we will finalize our class rosters then based off of our iRead testing. So summer school will consist of K-Camp, grades 2 and 3, and then high school credit recovery for summer school. Curriculum instruction assessment, elementary vertical alignment seminar this past Monday. K-6 teachers and instructional coaches got together with a focus on vocabulary and mapping with our new reading curriculum. So always really, really good work and energizing days to see our professionals collaborating. Our instructional coaches, Suzanne Fergie, Morgan Thompson, and Brittany Reef all did an excellent job leading that and planning that and preparing for that. So grateful for that work, as that will benefit what we do in the classroom. So Mrs. Haas, Mrs. Galanowski, Mrs. Hall, and I attended a assessment PD at Wabash Valley. Beneficial PD, a big turn and focus for us is our assessments and what are we assessing, and using the right assessments and the reliability of those, and then the data analysis of that for reteaching in the classroom. So we were also able to hear some updates from IDOE on assessment, so that was beneficial as well. Saw some iLearn reporting coming, so appreciate that the state and is coming through on the promise of the increased reporting and the information we will have. So I think there were some early frustrations with the iLearn checkpoints in the first year, as the data was pretty lean. This year there was some added, and there are teacher reports coming next year that will give much deeper information that we'll be able to use in terms of being able to help kids with the standards and skills that they're successful in, as well as what we need to go back and keep working on. And the last piece is just digital leadership and AI. It is part of our strategic plan. It's an area that has moved very quickly. And so been working with Doug Lingerick on getting a leadership team of administrators and teachers together to help lead this work. So we have an upcoming meeting scheduled. That will be our first meeting, but I think, as we all know, AI and how quickly it's moving, and will be exciting to get a framework together for CCSC on that. And that is your Assistant Superintendent report.
Thank you, Dr. Bocart. And our next up, Superintendent report, Dr. Raker.
All right. Good evening again. I'll keep it short since I took my time earlier, and we want to go out and watch Crawfordsville baseball defeat North Montgomery. All right. So first, if you haven't had a chance to check the Oracle, high school senior Bristol Presley won the Congressional Art Contest, and that has been in the news and will be in display in Washington, D.C. So our arts program excelling and achieving. That's wonderful. Today was a lot of pride. If you need your heart filled, please check out the story about the All-Star Field Day. This is for our essential skills kids throughout the county, and some neighboring county essential skills kids came for a day of kind of Olympics type activities. And great thanks to North Montgomery, because the weather was a little bad, and when some of our students have some fragile health conditions, so having them outside in low 40s, upper 30s was not ideal. And North Montgomery offered to host in their field house. So a reminder to our taxpayers that we do not have a field house. But so just outstanding. So proud to see what our staff through West Central and from Crawfordsville schools worked with others to put on, and how our students were just full of joy. And also our high school kids, which several of them were here earlier, who helped and served as kind of peer tutors to that event. So it is wonderful. In the community world, attended the last legislative breakfast. Do enjoy that we host now at CMS while the elevator is out at Fusion, but hopefully we can continue because it's a great space for it. And it also, again, the community gets to see that the schools are used for things all the time. So Hose had their second annual Special Person Day. Just wonderful to see that, it's kind of a grandparents' day ideally, but make it a special person day so that all the kids can have someone come in, and we have staff that step in for any kids who may not have a parent or a family member that's able to make it. Really thank the board and so many members of the community who provided treats and items for our teachers and staff during Teacher Appreciation Week. So I appreciate them appreciating our teachers. So, we've been interviewing. We've covered that in the hiring, doing some, teacher recruitment, high ability. We had our elementary high ability placement meetings. Those are, that's hours of good conversation, looking at aptitude and achievement. I also attended a pre-high ability program grant webinar launch, CTE governing board, had workforce signing tonight, and then we had an awards night at Western Boone. I did get to go as a parent and superintendent to my daughter's 4th grade field trip to the State House. It was a quiet day at the State House. Felt like we had the entire building to ourselves, and such a majestic, beautiful building. And it was good to watch the kids walk around and see how beautiful of a State House we have. So, almost 5 of us out of this office were able to go to the IASBO annual conference. Andrew presented multiple sessions, so appreciate how he's becoming a leader in that organization. And had somebody reach out today, ask if I could send the presentation that Andrew and Brock from Baker Tilly presented. So that was great. And our strategic leadership team continues to meet along with our admin cabinet. I will say that our strategic leadership team, one of the first meetings we had this year was on rapid response, and had a retired officer from the Marine Corps in. And we'll say that the Marine Corps rapid response is anything under 6 hours. So I think, again, just very proud of our folks today. Reminders, next board meeting is June 11th. Linda's retirement party is May 29th. CHS graduation is May 29th at 7 p.m. Gather in the office area around 6:45, 6:30. Yeah. And then AVA graduation is the next morning at 11 a.m. again, 10:30, 10:45 gathering time. And we have our board retreat on July 30th. I initially had that down as June 30th. So grateful to be your superintendent and proud to be an Athenian.
Thank you, Dr. Rager. Any other business? No. Moving on to board member communications. I do have something on board member communications. We had at the Carnegie Museum, we hosted 8 groups of Nicholson 3rd graders and 4 groups of Hose 1st graders in the last 2 weeks. So it was a lot of fun for me getting to put both of my work hat and my school board hat kind of come together in that sense when we do that. And it's really fun to see the kids and really appreciate the teachers and all the chaperones that volunteer their time to come and give those give all of our students those extracurricular activities, getting out, walking around. The 3rd graders walked all around downtown Crawfordsville and did a number of things. Even despite some iffy weather, we had to use a rain date. And then this week, Tuesday and Thursday, today, we had 1st graders and visiting the museum and the library. So appreciate those teachers doing that and the kids being well behaved, and love that we do that for our kids.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, I want to share a comment too, along with Dr. Reicher's comments about appreciation to all the staff for all the effort that's put forth today. But I also want to take a moment to recognize Mr. Sims for what I saw in an online Journal Review story about them arranging for a graduation for his father that was in the hospital. So I think that hats off. Is Mr. Sims in the room?
He is not. I agree. That was a really fantastic story. All right, thank you. Moving on then to patron comments. Hearing none. Okay. Then we are ready for adjournment. Entertain a motion.
So moved.
Do I hear a second? All those in favor?